THQ Nordic have finally blessed us with another trailer for Spongebob Squarepants Titans of the Tide, and this seems to be the return of the level trailers that we used to get. I am honestly so happy that THQ Nordic are doing this again because it's going to hype up the game, and now that Pac-Man World 2 Repack is out, I can devote all of my attention to Spongebob Squarepants Titans of the Tide, as well as my Luigi's Mansion 4 concept series. Please go watch the trailer if you haven't done so already for the supercut. So today I'm going to be talking about 8 main details that I learned from watching that trailer. In that little 1-minute trailer, there is actually a lot more than you may initially think in it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff down below, and of course, hit that notification bell so you can be notified of whenever I upload videos. Check out the merch store, there's cool ZakPak merch up on there, and consider becoming a ZakPak member, all of that jazz. So without any further ado, let's get started. Firstly, the level showcase that we have today is for Haunted Jellyfish Fields and Mount Bikini. And what I thought was interesting is I personally thought they were going to kind of split Jellyfish Fields and Mount Bikini into 2 levels, but it seems that actually it's all going to be in one. So seeing this and just seeing how expansive the level looks, which we'll talk a little bit more about how I think the level is going to be structured in a little bit, it seems this level is actually going to be quite big. And I love the fact that even though it is definitely the winter, it is winter Jellyfish Fields, they're actually calling it Haunted Jellyfish Fields. So they're not really relying on the winter theme for this level, at least in some regards. They're more relying on the haunted aspect of it, which is, you know, reflected in some other stuff that we're going to talk about a little bit later. And of course, the level looks great. It's nice seeing Jellyfish Fields in another new way, in another new light, you know, seeing it with a bunch of snow and all that, really cool. And obviously tying it to Mount Bikini works as well. I kind of love that. Again, seeing them both combined into the same level is really, really interesting, and I'm excited to see what they end up doing with it. Next up, let's talk about that sweet, sweet music, because oh my god, there is a rendition of the Jellyfish Fields theme from Battle for Bikini Bottom, and this time I initially thought it was going to get a holly jolly Christmas theme, but no, quite the opposite. It got a spooky Halloween theme, and oh my god, I love it. I'm going to try and do my magic and make it so you can hear it a little bit better, so take a listen. Doesn't that just give you the spooks and the chills of the Halloween season? I love it. It sounds amazing. I'm very excited to get to play this and hear it. I hope that they do like the whole entire song, like, because I know, like, you know, the Jellyfish Fields theme in Cosmic Shake, which is like a little bit of it. I'd love to see them do the whole thing, but that's my own personal opinion. That's my own little thing, just because I love the Jellyfish Fields theme. It's so nostalgic. That's why they've been reusing it in Cosmic Shake and now Titans of the Tide, because it is a very nostalgic theme. So I'm really excited to hear more of it. The music, as always, is sounding good. I made a complaint in one of my last videos that the soundtrack sounded a little bit too stock, a little bit too bland, but now I have a little more optimism with the music, just hearing the music in this trailer. So I'm very, very happy with that. Next up, this is something that actually is going to be a correction from something in my last video because it got proven wrong here. Initially, I thought that since we saw these explosive barrels that they were going to be taking the place of the Thunder Tikis, given that they were nowhere to be seen. Well, we actually do see a Thunder Tiki in this trailer, just chilling on top of some wooden ones. We do see, of course, the regular floating wooden Tiki definitely has taken the place of the flying Tiki. Again, I don't know why that is, but we at least know that the Thunder Tiki's return. I guess maybe Patrick can't throw that. I guess the differentiating factor is that Patrick can throw the exploding barrels, but not the explosive Tikis, which is different, obviously, than Battle for Bikini Bottom, where that was the explosive thing he threw, so it's going to be a little bit hard to get used to, but just figured you guys should know that the Thunder Tikis are back. Hopefully we can see some more, at least like the Thunder Tiki, but obviously because there's no sneaking mechanic, the Shush Tiki will probably not return. We have a look at another new enemy, though I do think we actually did kind of see him, like a glimpse of him in a previous trailer. Here we get to see him a little more in action. We have this Mr. Krabs looking like ghostly enemy, which I think I pointed out in one of the previous trailers, where we actually see what he does. He has this kind of arm cannon, think like something like Mega Man or Samus or something like that, and he shoots out this oily-like goo. I'm assuming it's going to be something like the Tartar robot from Battle for Bikini Bottom, where, you know, goo will go all over the floor, and if SpongeBob Patrick touches it, it'll make them hurt. Or, since it's oil, it could be something more like the Slick robot from Battle for Bikini Bottom, where an oil slick will appear, and it'll provide some more challenging movement and momentum for the characters, as it'll probably make them slide around. Something like that, and given that it is a bigger enemy, I do think it is going to be a stronger one, maybe requiring a few more hits. So, really, really cool stuff. Next up, now this is something that's been theorized and said before, but something I think that's really interesting here. We see SpongeBob catch a jellyfish in Jellyfish Fields, which, you know, makes sense. It is something we have seen before, SpongeBob catching a jellyfish. At first, when I saw this, I was thinking maybe SpongeBob has some sort of projectile attack, where he can catch the jellyfish and throw them with his jellyfish net. But what I actually did notice is that SpongeBob can catch multiple jellyfish. You can see before he catches this golden jellyfish that he has jellyfish in his net. So, he can catch more than one jellyfish at a given time. I don't know if this could be for like a specific mini game or like some smaller mini games that are throughout the game, but I thought it would be interesting to note that SpongeBob can catch more than one jellyfish and keep stock of them. Again, this could be a projectile thing, but he can just store more than one. Or alternatively, this could be a mini game or some sort of side objective. And then again, this is Jellyfish Fields. Having SpongeBob catch jellyfish in Jellyfish Fields does make sense, so we'll have to wait and see what this ends up being. Okay, so watching through this trailer, I noticed three main areas in this level, being obviously Jellyfish Fields. We see this kind of Jellyfish Caves-esque segment, except it looks more like a mining cavern. And then we have obviously Mount Bikini. Now, personally, here's how I think this level is going to be structured. Personally, this kind of is obvious, I think it's going to start off in Jellyfish Fields. That's where you enter the level, and that's where it starts. Now, many people would think, okay, you start in Jellyfish Fields, you go through the mines, you end up on the mountain. You know, you go through the mines and go to the top of the mountain. Makes sense. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be reverse. I think you're going to start in Jellyfish Fields, then you're going to climb to the top of Mount Bikini, and then at the very end, that's when you go into the mines and eventually come up against Hibernation Sandy, which we'll talk about in a second, because I'm assuming that this is the last boss of the level. So again, you start in Jellyfish Fields, you go to the top of Mount Bikini, you go into the mines. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. That's purely speculation on my part, but I think that's how they're going to structure it. Next up, there are some new costumes that we got to see in this trailer, two of them being highly, thrown in our faces. Firstly, we have this SpongeBob in a 10-gallon hat kind of costume. I'm assuming this is one that's in the actual game, in the main game. It looks pretty standard, looks pretty cool. I don't know. I believe that is a reference to an episode. I just can't remember off the top of my head which one. But we do get a Pinhead Larry costume. Now, they do note, the Pinhead Larry costume is part of the DLC. It's not in the main game, so if you want that Pinhead Larry costume, you're gonna have to get the expansion pass with the DLC, which, as a reminder, contains some bonus levels, some more costumes, all that jazz. Personally, I actually really liked the costumes in Cosmic Shake, so seeing them come back here and even having some that are like really, specific references and, being included in some of the DLC, I think that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see it all in action. I mean, Pinhead Larry, look at that face. How could you not love it? And it's from a great episode, which we're actually going to get into next. Because holy crap, Hibernation Sandy is a boss in this level. It's the final boss, I'm assuming, of the Jellyfish Fields Mount Bikini level. Now, I'm just gonna say, this boss fight looks really intense. Sandy is absolutely menacing. She has glowing red eyes, she's hanging from the sides, attacking SpongeBob. It's just a really great showcase. I absolutely love how Sandy looks. Again, the cutscenes. I don't know what magic Purple Lamp is doing, but the cutscenes in this game look 10 times better than Battle for Bikini Bottom and Cosmic Shake. I don't know what they're doing, but they're killing it, and it looks amazing. And then, of course, we see a little bit of the boss fight itself, and we see SpongeBob and Patrick swapping between each other. Patrick throwing some ice at Hibernation Sandy, and Hibernation Sandy, doing some attacks, like, stomping on the ground and getting ice all up that SpongeBob and Patrick have to jump over. All great-looking stuff. I honestly have no complaints about how this battle looks. Everything about this just looks so polished. Like, that's just the word I'm using to describe SpongeBob Squarepants Titans of the Tide, and it's polished. Everything about this game looks so good. It's looking amazing, and I cannot wait to to play it. As a reminder, it's coming out in about a month and a half on November 18th, so stay tuned for more information because I'm assuming THQ Nordic and Purple Lamp are going to be steadily releasing more trailers, and you guys know I will be here to cover them and talk to you about them. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff down below. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of when I upload videos. And of course, consider becoming a ZakPak member. It would truly mean a lot. And until next time, you guys, I will see you all in the next video.